So recently there has been some rumors that Derrick Rose has sparked some interest on the trade market from teams specifically like the Knicks and Clippers. And in today's video, I'll be discussing 5 trades for Derrick Rose as well as how Derrick would fit on those teams. But before we get into the video, I ask you to drop a like on this video to help my channel grow, subscribe to my channel if you want weekly NBA content, and to help me get closer to my goal of 1,000 subscribers, comment on this video to start a conversation with me because I respond to all of my comments, and play that intro. The first trade I will discuss is Derrick Rose to the Clippers, which is a move that has been reported on, and the move I see happening is Lou Williams and 2 second-round picks to the Pistons and Derrick Rose to the Clippers. And I know in this move, you might be questioning why the Clippers would involve Lou in this move, but the main reason I think it would happen is because I don't think the Clippers are willing to move anyone besides Lou, who's actually like a good player, because they're not going to trade Morris because of his defense. They're not going to trade Kennard because they just gave him a big deal and he's way younger, and they're not going to give up Zubac because he's one of the better backup bigs in the league. So Lou is the obvious outlier, as this year he has been absolutely horrendous, averaging 8 points and shooting below 40% from the field, and he's only been playing 19 minutes a game. So I honestly think Lou is going to be traded soon, and I'm sure the Pistons wouldn't mind getting 2 second-rounders. In this move, the Clippers would get Derrick Rose, who could be a good playmaker and scorer off the bench. And to be honest, at this point, I'd rather have Rose off my bench than Lou, with the way Lou has been playing. This move would give Rose a real chance to win the championship, which I think everyone would like to see. I also feel Rose to the Clippers is realistic because of the rumors, as well as Rose fitting great on that team. And I also think the Clippers will be going all out this year, since Kawhi could very much leave next season. The next trade I will discuss is Derrick Rose getting moved to the New York Knicks. And I honestly don't understand this potential move at all, since the Knicks are a team that should be rebuilding, and adding a 32-year-old Derrick Rose isn't an impactful move. But if this move does happen, I see the trade being Dennis Smith Jr. and Kevin Knox, and 2 second-round picks to Detroit and Derrick Rose to New York. And in this move, Detroit would be getting 2 young players in Knox and Smith, who could both potentially break out in Detroit because of a new scenery, and 2 second-round picks is always solid. And for New York, they will get Rose, who I guess could mentor some of their younger players, but I don't think anyone wants to see Rose in New York because he will have no chance of winning a championship or maybe even making the playoffs. But since Rose has been rumored to go to the Knicks, I think there's a chance that he could go there, but I think this would be the worst move for Rose, and it doesn't even make that much sense for the Knicks. The next trade I will discuss is the move of Derrick Rose to the Milwaukee Bucks, and I honestly would like to see Rose go here. But the move I see happening is DJ Wilson and 2 second-round picks to Detroit and D Rose to the Bucks. And in this move, Detroit would be getting DJ, who was a young player, and 2 second-round picks is also nice. And the Bucks would get Derrick to be their backup point guard, since DJ Augustin has struggled so far this season. And Rose would give the Bucks another guy who can go out and create his own shot, which is something that's good for any team that has Giannis, since Giannis lacks the shot creating ability. And I honestly think, despite there being no rumors of this move, that it can happen and that Rose could get moved there, since there was rumors last season. The next move I could see potentially happening is Derrick Rose to the Mavs. And I think this is a move that could happen since Luka has not been having that much help off his bench this season, and Rose could help that. And if a move were to happen, I think it would include Josh Green and Jalen Brunson, and a 2nd-round pick to Detroit and Derrick Rose to the Mavericks. And in this move, the Pistons would be getting 2 young players and a 2nd-round pick, which to me is enough for Rose. And Rose would fit well on the Mavs, as he can be another scorer for himself, and he can create for other players, which is something that this Dallas team lacks outside of Luka. But honestly, I don't think it will happen, since I think Dallas needs more perimeter defenders, not necessarily scorers, but Rose would still be a good fit on Dallas nonetheless. This next move is one that I think could happen. And in this move, Rose wouldn't necessarily be competing for a championship, but he would be playing meaningful games. And the move is D Rose to the Warriors. And in this move, it would be Kevon Looney, Jordan Poole, and a second round pick to Detroit, and Derrick Rose to the Warriors. And in this move, the Pistons would get Jordan Poole, who is a young player who has looked bad so far, but he is still a young player with potential. And Kevon Looney is a solid bench big. And for a team like Detroit, second round picks are valuable. D Rose would be a seamless fit on the Warriors, as when Steph isn't on the court, the Warriors have very limited ball handling and playmaking players. As right now, their backup point guard is Brad Wanamaker, who is not that good. And Rose can be a good scorer for this team, which is valuable, with us seeing how inconsistent Andrew Wiggins and Kelly Oubre have been. And I think this would be a good landing spot for Rose. I honestly believe Rose will get moved before the trade deadline, and although I think he could help a lot of teams, I don't think his trade value is that high, since he is an injury risk and he is only a good 6-man, and no team is giving up more than a first round pick for him. But I really hope Rose gets moved. Anyways guys, that's it for the video. Let me know if you think Derrick Rose is going to get traded and to where. Drop a like on this video to help my channel grow. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see weekly NBA content and to help me reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers. Comment on this video to start a conversation with me because I respond to all of my comments, and I'm out.